Welcome to the Cold War Prepper. My name is Lee, and this morning we're going to be talking about coffee in a post SHTF environment. So coffee comes basically in four major ways. And the first way I don't do, and that is you can get unroasted beans. They store for a fairly long time, but I'm concerned about OPSEC, operational security, and I'm also worried about fuel conservation and being able to have fuel to cook food and to boil water and things like that. So I'm probably not going to get any uncooked or unroasted beans simply because, number one, I have to expend fuel to roast them, and number two, it does produce an odor that your neighbors are going to know you're roasting coffee beans. It's a very distinctive odor, and that will let them know that you're prepared. I don't want to do either of those. So the most common way you're probably going to get beans is pre-roasted. Well, within that pre-roasted area, there's three different ways you can get it. Way number one is you can get the whole beans that you have to grind yourself in a can or in a pouch. And so these have already been roasted. They're whole beans. You're going to have to grind them yourself. So pre-SHTF, we have an electric burr grinder. Drop the beans in, they get ground, and you're good to go. In a post-SHTF environment, when you don't have electricity, you're going to need a hand grinder. So with this one, you take the top off, you pour the beans, the whole beans in the top. Then after you've done that, then you attach the handle to the top, you crank it, and as you crank it, the burr grinder grinds the beans. They fall down into the bottom chamber down here, and then you have ground coffee that you can pour into whatever means you're going to make your coffee with. So that's what you have to do, a little bit of work to grind the beans, but the beans do last longer than ground coffee. So that is the next one we're going to talk about is ground coffee, and this is probably the most common way you're going to see people get coffee is in the 3-pound can or a smaller can if they're on a budget. But anyhow, the 3-pound can, we recommend the Kirkland brand. This is the Costco brand. This is what we keep in our pantry. And I will tell you, my personal opinion, this is worth the cost of the membership, just the taste and quality of the coffee. So that's the number one way you're going to get it. Number two is a lot of companies do it and then they vacuum seal it in a smaller container. So this is a vacuum sealed Seattle's Best. Now Seattle's Best, you'll notice I bought this in November of 2015. But Seattle's Best was a competitor with Starbucks. It won a taste test, so Starbucks bought them out. So finding Seattle's Best is very difficult now. Starbucks wants to have the market. I think Starbucks also has some vacuum sealed packets. But if you can find them, they're really fairly expensive comparatively. But there's German coffee in the bricks as well. So the German coffee, Jacobs and Kronum, are our favorites. But they are expensive. This is about 1/3 of a pound, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 8 ounces. So this is about 1/3 of a pound, and it's going to cost more than the equivalent amount of American coffee, but the taste is so much better. Other ways you can get your fresh ground coffee. Let me see what I do with them. There they are. So you can get a case of about 40 individual pots. So this is ground roasted coffee. This will make one pot, and this is what I used in my disaster response trailer in the Bunn professional coffee maker. So these just pour them into the filter, pour over them, and you got a pot of coffee real quick. So I strongly recommend those. Then you have local vendors who would do the same thing, one pot at a time. You can make 1 cup from most of your major sporting goods stores have camper or hiker coffee, and this is 1 cup of coffee in a sealed pouch. Then I was at Walmart, and Walmart was discontinuing this, and this is a 1 cup of coffee per pouch pour-over blend. So this was in their clearance area. I picked up everything they had and keep that in my coffee area as well. One more thing that we do is I spent 20 years on the road is either a disaster response consultant or as a human resources consultant. So I spent a lot of time in hotels, and they always give you 2 pots of coffee and 2 pots of decaf. I drink the decaf, and I drink 1 pot, bring home the other pot. And so inside here basically is 1 cup of coffee, sugar, cream, a stir stick, and a napkin. Don't ask for extras if you go to the hotel, but if you don't use what they have already given you, take it. When you ask for extras for the sole purpose of prepping, I consider that theft. We need to pay for the things we have. And in my opinion, if they put it in a room for me when I first get there, then it's not theft. It's I'm taking what I've already paid for. So that's my opinion. But anyhow, if you get these, and same thing with the shampoo and the hair conditioner that they put in the room or anything like that. The next one is you can get it freeze-dried, ground, and, you can get it roasted, ground, and freeze-dried, and that is called instant coffee. So ours is Nescafe, and what I'm going to recommend is you also get the smaller jar. I'm sorry, this is about the fourth time that I've redone this video this morning, and I don't know what I did with my small jar of Nescafe. There it is. But anyhow, I keep pushing the record button and it doesn't record. I don't know what's going on. Somebody's going to have to help me with that. I also get one of these about every 2 months. I'll get another one today when I go to the store. But I will only use this down to about this red line and leave a little bit down in the bottom. That way, if somebody comes to the house and wants coffee or wants to barter for coffee, I'll do this, but with only that much left in it. They think that that's the last of my coffee. If I take this and pour it into a Ziploc bag or a styrofoam cup or something like that and give it to them, and they're going to know that I poured it out of a larger container into a smaller one. They'll know I still have coffee, and they'll probably come back for more. Just my thought process, for what it's worth. You can also get the individual tubes of coffee that make 1 cup. This is instant. I think Starbucks does the same thing. They have their own. They call it a different name, Vivo or Vivio or something. I can't remember. But anyhow, this is the instant cup. Now, one of my friends was an instructor with me at Fort Huachuca at the Military Intelligence Officers Advanced Course. And he is into ultralight bug out bags. And so his channel is Gray Wolf Survival. And that's online, graywolfsurvival.com. But he recommended to me that I get this Mount Hagen instant coffee, and it tastes just like German coffee. But this is instant, so there's 25 of these to a box, 12 boxes to a case. I'll put this on the link down below for you. But if you like the taste of German coffee and you want it in an instant form, I'm going to strongly recommend this Mount Hagen coffee. So that's the 4 forms of coffee. We have it where you get it uncooked or unroasted and unground, and that's the raw bean. You can get it where you have the roasted bean, but the bean is still whole. You can get it roasted and ground, and then you can get it roasted, ground, and freeze-dried or instant coffee. So those are your 4 choices on how you're going to drink coffee. In the next episode, we're going to talk about how you prepare the coffee in a post SHTF environment. You all take care, stay safe, and remember, we're all in this together so we can come out the other side together. Bye-bye.